Bam! Right there. How's it going, guys? Token Vaping. So today's juice review is another flavor in a line that I have become a huge fan of, mainly because of the quality of the flavors, the on pointness of the flavors, the humbleness, and just the huge support and advocacy of vaping that the gentleman behind the scenes is all about. So I'm going to jump into the flavor review first, do the description of the flavor, show you the vape of it, and then I will give you a little bit of the social media sites and things like that. But the company is called Sugarlicious Liquids, and if you've seen any of my other videos done on this line so far, the flavors, whether you're a fan of all of them or some of them, he does have a wide range of flavor profiles. They've all been on point so far. They've all been, definitely up to par of what they're supposed to be. So it's not been any shortage of disappointment in that area. But this is the one we're doing today. It is a chocolate cream donut. And I'm curious to see how on point everything stays, because if you're like me, I'm not a chocolate fan, but a lot of flavors that have chocolate in them end up with a really an odd type of chalky aftertaste. It's almost been kind of, seems like it's hard to really emulate that chocolate flavor without having that aftertaste with it. So I'll be curious to see how this comes out. And it says a chocolate cream donut, so I'm interested to see if whether or not it's actually going to have, the pastry aftertaste, or how strong the cream filling part of it's supposed to be. But we will jump into this. As you can see, it does have a Stout security ring on there, as is standard for most of these bottles. So we'll pop that open. It will be going on fresh cotton right here, as you can see. And I have to give a shout out, as you can tell by the device, to Scarab Industries. That is the box that I am using for this test. The owner of this company is a big fan of that line. It was because of him that I'm actually able to try out this box to see, how solid this is. So I have to give a shout out to that as well. But as you can tell, it is going on fresh cotton, as I always do for you guys, which is Texas Tough Cotton. Regardless of anything else, it works really well for me. It's quick and easy to use, little to no break-in time. And that's the biggest selling point for me, because you can jump into flavor as quickly as possible. So that link is always in the comment box that I keep for you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this open, and you hear that crack, so you know that it hasn't been tampered with, which is solid. Dispose of that. Okay, smell wise, it definitely has the aroma of chocolate. Basically, if you have any type of a pastry, donut, whatever it is that has a chocolate frosting on it, you know the smell that I'm talking about. Chocolate itself, like in a candy bar or something like that, has a different chocolate smell. Unfortunately, I do know the smell a lot better than people would expect me to do, since I don't eat the stuff, but I do occasionally have a little bit of it here and there. But like I said, when you're talking about a chocolate, like a chocolate frosting or a chocolate cake style, it definitely does have a slight bit different of a aroma to it than the actual chocolate candy. So now the question is going to be whether or not the chocolate actually tastes like chocolate, whether or not it has that little bit of an aftertaste, and whether or not the cream filling and the pastry aspect of the donut part of this come out to play. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do a quick. Okay, smell wise, it has a very distinctive chocolate odor to it, which is a good plus for it. It's definitely a good sign as far as to whether or not you're going to have the taste. Now it's just a matter of knowing or finding out what tastes are going to be prominent for this, or if it's going to be a standout on one of the flavors. So this is chocolate cream donut from Sugarlicious Liquids. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick re-drip, and this solely is just for the purpose to make sure that whatever I got out of that flavor is what it's supposed to be. Sometimes, you know, obviously on a fresh cotton vape, you either sometimes don't get all the flavor all at once right away, or you get too much of something because it hasn't had time to saturate in. So I just want to make sure that I'm not going to misinform anybody about anything about this flavor. So just bear with me for a second. Okay, I'm just going to come out right now and tell you, this is probably one of the most impressive versions of a chocolate flavor that I've tried to this date. If you've ever had a chocolate frosted donut, doesn't matter what brand, doesn't matter what kind, if you've ever had a donut with chocolate frosting on it, there is a very distinctive taste to that. When you bite into it, you get the chocolate flavor, but because of the frosting kind of hangs in your mouth, it sticks to the roof of your mouth for a little bit, it stays in your mouth, so it kind of saturates your taste buds and everything for a little bit before you swallow it all. There's a very distinctive taste to that. For me, and everybody has a different taste preference and a different sensitivity to flavors, but for me, this is probably the most on point to that chocolate frosting flavor that I have come across so far. The pastry does do a nice hint of it on the exhale. Basically, if you bite into a chocolate frosted donut, you don't really taste the donut part once the chocolate flavor hits, except for the tail end of it, because that's usually the part that you will taste as you're getting rid of that, and then you have the chocolate frosting still left in your mouth. The cream filling doesn't really stand out super strong, which is a good thing. I don't think it's meant to, but it does smooth out the base of this vape nicely. You do get a little bit of a hint of creaminess on the vape, just enough, because realistically in a cream-filled donut, generally there's only 1 or 2 bites where it's really a lot of cream, and that's like the dead center. But everything else around it, picture it like the first or second bite of it, or the last 2 bites of it, where you get just a bit of the cream in it, just to give it a little bit of a hint. The pastry on the exhale and the chocolate frosting basically throughout, and that pretty much emulates exactly what I get out of this flavor. So as far as for a chocolate cream donut, compared to some of the ones that I have tried, this is probably the most on point one that I have sampled. And if you like that type of flavor, if you like the chocolate flavor without that weird aftertaste, if you like the donut pastry style, definitely try this one. It's the chocolate cream donut from Sugarlicious Liquids. This is an 80-20 mix ratio, as it states on the back, if I can get that to clear up. So the clouds on this are going to be very, very genuine and very dense. It is a 3 milligram. They are offered in a 0.3 and a 6. It is a 60 ml bottle. It does have all the warning and ingredient labeling that is standard and required, as you see on the back there. You can definitely check all of this out at sugarliciousliquids.com. They are on Instagram. Definitely check out their page. Give it a follow. They're on Facebook. You can email them and contact them directly off the webpage. This line has not disappointed. This line has been rock solid. All the flavors have been on point. All the flavors are an all-day vape option for sure. Definitely check this out. I have one more flavor in this line, and I was purposely saving it for last. Hit that red subscribe button so you know when my next video comes out. When you find out what the flavor it is, you'll understand why I saved it for last. But definitely check them out. As always, guys, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Anything that I can do myself to help further enhance your vaping experience and make it more enjoyable for you, it's the only reason why I do this. So definitely reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, concerns, a particular video that you'd like to see done. I will do everything in my power to make that happen. Until next time, a continued heartfelt thank you for all the support, the views that I've been receiving, the people that are taking the time to click that red subscribe button. It means the world to me. Thank you so very much. Always truly love yourself. And until next time, vape on, vape strong. Have a good one, guys.